basically when you borrow from me or I borrow from you, I'm making a promise that I'm going to pay that back. So when I say I want to buy this house and loan me $100,000 to buy it, and I'm going to pay $832 a month for the next 30 years or whatever it is, I'm saying I'm making a promise to you, and I think we are obligated to keep that commitment. And we need to think, do I have the things in place to make sure I can keep that commitment? And so we need to be very conscious when we take on debt of, am I going to be able to keep that? So it's, the average person has 7 different jobs in their life. So that means there's periods of unemployment. And those periods of unemployment can be 6 months to a year. So do I have enough money saved up so that if I have a period of unemployment, I'm going to be able to make those payments so I can keep that commitment to you? Well, that would be a responsible thing to do, wouldn't it? Yes. And so part of it is being very conscious of what you're saying when you do that. Most people are like, oh, I love this house, everything is great. We scraped and scratched and we got a down payment finally together, and then a recession hits, or the job gets relocated, gets restructured, or your spouse gets pregnant, or you get pregnant, or your kid gets sick, or whatever, and you can't keep that commitment, and then naturally those things are going to happen, and you want to work those way out. But was it circumstances' fault, or should we have said, these are normal things? It is normal for us to get sick. It is normal for us to have periods of unemployment as Americans. It is normal for us to have to retool ourselves to stay up on our job. Those are all normal things. And so we've got to look at our life and say, am I going to have a good chance of being able to keep that promise to pay that back? And often we're not doing that. So just being conscious and responsible. Well, I mean, with you are making a promise, and so, part of it is, are you in the keeping promise business when you take on a debt, or are you not? And it's all become very obscured because there was a lot of, I think, preying on people's naivete by the bankers of the world and the brokerage firms of the world and the credit card companies. There was a lot of naivete there, and so they priced their services and they priced their products assuming that 10 or 15% of people may not ever pay on those debts, and they just say, well, that's just part of their business plan that they do that. And so with people that have a significant amount of debt, it is not irrational to go back to those firms and say, you know what, I can't pay you 25% interest anymore, or 24% interest, but I owe you $10,000. How about I send you a check for $50 a month with no interest forever, because I want to make sure that I pay you back what I said I would pay you back forever, but with no interest. And usually they'll say, well, I don't want to do that. Why don't you just give me $3,000 for the $10,000 and be done with it? And then you've got, I think, from a karmic point of view, I think you've said, okay, we both come to an agreement, but I'm not going to make but that ethical or karmic effect of that, I have no idea what the ethical or karmic effect. I know the ethical effect would be, I could hypothesize on that, but karma is energy. So, the energy of all of those decisions, who knows what's going to happen in the future on that. It's much more, life is more complex than that. But if you have debt and you're in trouble with it, it's causing you to sleep, then you need to see a financial advisor that understands debt management. It's not a crook that's just trying to get you to rearrange their debt so that they can make some money from you. Where you really legitimately will help you with your budgeting and all of that sort of stuff. And there's lots of fee-only advisors that can do that and will help you with that. And help you get off those debts. And that may take 5 years, so there's going to be some sacrifice in there. That's fine. As long as, I say there's nothing wrong with failure, as long as you knew that was a possibility. And when you rolled the dice and you said, I'm going to buy these vacations with credit cards, and I'm going to buy this TV with credit cards, and I'm going to just live way above my means for a while, it was rational to understand that maybe you might have to pay the piper on that.